And then after the repetitions, you're going to repeat this session once a week, right? So how many times over the semester? I'll say 10 times, meaning 10 weeks. So it will be 10 times, 10 what? 10 weeks, once a week, and the repetitions will be 10 times. All right. In this case, when I create it, you'll notice with me that here, the situation is a bit different. Every session I created had a circle with 3 dots next to it. Do you see that? The icon for it is this one, but the session I repeated has a changed shape, and the circle with 3 dots now has an arrow. It indicates to click the arrow because it's a scheduled session with others inside. I created 10 sessions. Clicking the arrow shows sessions on the 28th, April 4th, 11th, and 18th until the 10th session. All sessions have the same name. He wants to tell me to click on this button because this is not a regular session. It is a scheduled session with sessions inside it. I created 10 sessions. If you click on the arrow, it'll show you the session on the 28th. And then a week later, it'll show you the session on April 4th, then April 11th, and then April 18th, until you scroll down to the 10th session, which you said, I have 10 sessions until the 35th. All the sessions have the same name. They all have the same time from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., but the dates are different. The 16th, then the 23rd, then the 30th, because it's once a week. So now I've created 10 sessions. As soon as the session time comes at 9 a.m., you'll find that this session will be named Progress Track. All the sessions below it haven't started yet. When each session comes at its time, the phrase not started yet will change to progress tracking. So now we've created all the sessions for the semester, just as you can see, and they all have the same time from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., but the dates are different. The 16th, then the 23rd, then the 30th, because it's once a week. So now I've created 10 sessions. As soon as the session time comes, when tomorrow comes, God willing, at 9 a.m., you'll find that this session will be named progress tracking, and all the sessions below it haven't started yet. When each session comes at its time, the phrase not started yet will change to progress track. So now we've created all the sessions for the semester, just as you can see. The student can only enter the session that is due. Specifically, the session that is due on the 28th at 9 a.m., you'll find here a progress track. That's the one on the 28th, and the student can enter that session. And all the sessions below it haven't started yet. When each session comes at its time, the phrase not started yet will change to progress tracking. So now we've created all the sessions for the semester, just as you can see. The student can only enter the session that is due, specifically the session that is scheduled for the 28th, 9 a.m. You'll find here progress tracking for the 28th, and the student can enter that session. Can I change the session name here? We have session 5 Ramadan repetition. The session name is repeated and can't be modified. Scheduled sessions have one name. Changing it affects all sessions. If I edit and add edited to session 5 Ramadan repetition and save, the name remains unchanged for all. You can't change the session name itself. Even if you try to edit the repetition, it's inactive. Session 28 has the same name. What can you change? The start and end times. This is one of the drawbacks of scheduled sessions. It has only one name. If I change the name now, it will change for all of them. If I edit the session here and say session 5 Ramadan repetition, and I write edited and click save, the session name is the same for all the sessions. You can't change the name. Even if you try to edit the repetition and write here, you'll find that it's inactive. You can't change the name. Session 28 has the same name and you can't change it. But what can you change? You see the start and end time, session 28 or session 4 to 4, but I need to change it to 5 to 4. Each session has a circle on the left with 3 dots next to it. You click on it, edit the repetition, and you can say change it to 5-4, and save. You can't modify the session name itself. If you come here and try to edit the repetition, you'll find that it's inactive. You can't change the session name itself. So, for example, session 28 has the same name, and you can't change it. But what can you change? You see with me the start and end times. For instance, I currently have a session 28 or the session on 4 to 4, but something came up and want to change it to 5-4. That's totally fine. What do? Each session has a circle on the left with 3 dots next to it. You click on it, edit the repetition, and then you can say change it to 5-4. There you go, 5-4, and then save. So I was able to change the date easily, no problem. After that, I can adjust based on any circumstances that come up. I changed it from 4 to 4 to 5 to 4. But can I delete this session, the 5 to 4 session? I don't need it at all. And I want to delete it completely. So the first session will be on March 28th, and the next one will be on April 11th. What should I do? In this case, I go to the circle with the 3 dots, and I'll find something called delete repetition. There it is, delete. But of course, you all should know that deletion cannot happen after the session has ended and been submitted. Keep this point in mind very well. No deletion happens after you enter with the students and submit the session. Now you've deleted it. When you delete the session, the report is deleted too. We can't access the attendance report. If you didn't record, there's no proof you submitted. Pay attention to when I can delete. I can delete only while creating, not after starting. This is at the beginning. I hope this is clear. Right now, I can delete. I can delete or repeat and confirm. You'll see the session on 28th, followed by April 11th, means 4 to 4 or 5 to 4 is gone. And if you also didn't record this session, then what's the proof that you submitted the session this week? There's no proof. So you must pay attention to when I can delete. I can only delete while I'm creating the sessions, not after the sessions have started. This is all at the very beginning. So I hope this is clear to you. But right now I can delete. I can delete or delete the repetition and say yes, delete. You'll see with me that the session that was on the 28th, which was followed directly by April 11th, means that the session on 4-4 here, or it was 5-4 when we adjusted it, is no longer there. And delete the repetition and say yes, delete. You'll see with me that the session that was on the 28th, which was followed directly by April 11th, means that the session on 4 to 4 here, or it was 5 to 4 when we adjusted it, is no longer there. We deleted it. Just because we deleted it doesn't mean we affected the rest of the sessions. No, we just deleted this session. We deleted this session, right? Just this session. So Dr. Mohammed is asking if changing the date automatically adjusts the dates of the other sessions. No, it doesn't adjust. What's here? When I came here on the 28th and it was on the 4th, I set it to 5 to 4, but it stayed the same because the 11th was fixed. No dates changed. The system starts with your first date, adds the 28th, then weekly. It becomes the 11th, 18th, 25th. In urgent cases, like now, pay attention. If I change April 11th to 12th, does the 18th become 19th? No, it stays 18th. The system keeps dates, but you can adjust one without affecting others. I'll change the 11th to 12th. Why? These are your main working dates, but you can change the 11th to 12th or 13th if needed. So it becomes the 11th, then the 18th, then the 25th. But if you have an urgent situation and you want to update something, like I'm with you now, pay attention. I'm going to change the date of the 11th of April to the 12th. If I change it to the 12th, will the system change the 18th to the 19th? No, it will keep it as the 18th. The system leaves everything as it is, but when there is a certain situation, you want to modify a certain thing. Modify it without affecting the rest. I mean, why would I modify it to 11/11? Because basically, your attendance has set dates. These are the basic dates that your attendance is actually working on, and these are the ones that your attendance is committed to. But it doesn't mean that if a problem occurs here on the 11th, you can modify it to the 12th or the 13th. There's no problem. So things will go back to normal after that, and it will be the 18th, 25th, and 2nd, because if you change these things, it will affect, but you actually don't want that change. No, I want the 18th, the 25th, and the 2nd. The only issue I had was on the 11th, and I fixed it, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to edit the 11th now, and we'll see if the 18th that follows it is affected or not. I'll go to the 11th, click edit, and change it to the 13th. Now it's the 13th, and I'll click save. What happened when I changed it to the 13th? Let's go up a bit. When I changed it to the 13th, what happened to the 18th? It remained unaffected. The 18th didn't change to the 20th. It stayed the same, and all the dates after that remained unchanged. This is regarding the sessions with repetition or the scheduled sessions. Do you have any issues with the scheduled sessions or the repeated ones? Should we clarify anything for you again? All right, so everything is clear, thank God. It stayed the same, and all the dates after that remained unchanged. This is regarding the sessions with repetition or the scheduled sessions. Do you have any issues with the scheduled sessions or the repeated ones? Should we clarify anything for you again? All right, so everything is clear. Thank God.